What's up, everybody? Corey back again with another review. Today, I'm going to be talking about What Lies in the Multiverse, a game by Studio Voyager and Untold Tales. But before I continue, please note that the game does contain a lot of quick and frequent screen switches. That's a tongue twister, and thus can cause a problem with, epilepsy. A lot of games say that, but you'll see in the gameplay, this happens quite frequently, a lot of bright colors. So I just wanted to throw that in the review as well. There is another warning that they tell you in the front of the game in regards to the dark story bits, and you can and will see some of that if you have a keen eye in the gameplay as well. No spoilers, obviously, but it's not for kids. So let's continue. What Lies in the Multiverse? This puzzle platformer will have you figuring out the path that you need to travel using, you guessed it, different universes. As the title suggests, this game's focus is on the multiverse and navigating the same terrain in parallel universes. Sometimes this is a decrepit version of the same land that you are in. Sometimes it's an icy tundra where you're going to slip and slide on the ice and you need to use that to get past the puzzle. And sometimes it might even be poisonous air, so you can't stay there for very long. With all of that knowledge, let's talk about the gameplay. As you navigate the game's 10 or so chapters, you're going to be figuring out the platforming puzzles in order to progress. Each chapter has its own unique twist. However, as mentioned previously, the alternate or parallel universe that you're going to be going to, they contain elements that cause the puzzles to change. Like I mentioned with the icy tundra or the poisonous air, they're going to be unique puzzles as well. But this is welcomed because it actually keeps the game pretty fresh as you go throughout it. The platforming itself isn't the tightest that you or I have ever played, but it's not bad. You're going to find yourself having to time your jumps, maybe even running all the way to the edge and jumping off that last pixel to make a jump. Maybe a little trial and error to continue, but it's not bad. The graphics, as you can see, are pixelated. It's a pixelated game, but don't let that take anything away from the experience. I personally love pixelated games as they can be really beautiful, and this one's not bad. The pixel art here is good, and each environment feels unique, which is something I like to look for. And something else that I take an eye on when it comes to especially pixelated games where it's hard to, see the character and what they're thinking and what they're feeling. Studio Voyager that is, has done a great job at conveying emotions and delivering a really fantastic story without the use of hyper-realistic graphics. In order to do that, not only did they nail the pixel art and just like the timing, but they use great audio. The characters talk in a very old school beeping type way. Reminded me of Animal Crossing, and in a sense, I really like that. It's something I just love. To add to that, the audio in the background music is great as well. Each environment has their own style, and when you're switching between the universes, like I said, the music switches as well, but it always seems to flow, and it's really nice. The cherry on top to the audio is probably the little sound bites and little sound effects really that happen when a character gets excited. They're going to use the right amount of hesitation and then like a pop, and you just know that character is excited, and it just works. And so I think when you know that without having to really think about it, then they've nailed their job in the audio department. Aside from the audio, like I said, there's a great story. It is dark at times, and especially if you're talking to everybody, you're going to see a lot of that darkness in that aspect. It keeps you on your toes, the story that is, and it throws in a ton of humor, which is right up my alley. The game itself is well paced. A full run will net you typically, I'd say, between 7 and 8 hours if you're doing what you should, which is talking to everybody and taking in all of the story beats. You definitely should do that. It feels great to me for the first time. One of my only complaints throughout this game is that you can't skip dialogue. And some of that can carry on for too long, in my opinion. I wouldn't say that this is necessary or really much of an issue if you're just playing the game, once and, that's it. But it really stuck out to me when I went through a second playthrough or when I replayed a chapter, because this game does have chapter select. And when you go through that again, you're going to be going through the same dialogue because it's the same story, but you can't skip it. You can't even mash A, really. The characters are going to get their sentence out, and you can mash A as much as you can, but you're still going to be doing it for minutes on end. And I would just like to be able to skip it. Not a big complaint, but a complaint nonetheless. All in all, I am really glad I got to play What Lies in the Multiverse. It's a nice, refreshing platformer that delivers a good story to boot. I highly recommend it for puzzle platform fans, and to be honest, really any gamer that doesn't hate 2D pixelated platforming games, which I know people are out there. If you even just like them, I would suggest What Lies in the Multiverse. Fantastic time, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. With all of that said, please head on over to xboxtavern.com. I'm going to have my scores for the game there, and also there you can check out all the other fabulous reviews that we put up each and every day. Again, xboxtavern.com. My name is Corey. I will see you in the next review.